Obviously disappointing result today. Just how much of a gut punch was that early goal that Victory scored?
Yeah, we needed to score first. You know, when you're going in 2 goals down, we score first and we make a bit of a game of it. So probably the worst start we could have possibly had. And it's probably symptomatic of all the games we played against Victory this year because we've conceded first every single time. So made it really difficult, but credit to them. You know, they're a really good side. They deserve their spot in the finals. Jeff's done a great job and their playing group has been amazing this year. They've only lost 2 games. So, yeah, I think they thoroughly deserve their spot and we need to give them credit for that.
I'll ask you for your reflections on the broader season as a whole in a sec, but this season you've had so much success, but haven't got a win against Melbourne Victory, haven't got a win against Melbourne City yet. What do you need to get over the hump against the best of the best in the A-League Women, you think, heading into next season?
Well, I think context is important, you know, where we started a little bit further down the road than them, probably a lot further down the road. So we've made a lot of growth and we've made a lot of inroads, but they're just you know, a few steps ahead of us, just by basis of the fact of how the last few seasons have gone and where we're coming from as a club as well. You know, we've been around for 17 years. We've only made finals twice. There's a little bit less experience there in that regard, and that's probably where the jump needs to happen. So what I hope we've done this year is set a new standard about what's possible for our club and our team. And now our starting point is much further down the road. So if we can show the same sort of growth next year that we showed this year, there's no reason why we can't compete with those teams.
Well, because, yeah, as you mentioned, historic season, a lot of growth. Last time you played finals, obviously couldn't back it up. Why is this year different, I guess? What are you going to do in the off-season? How are you going to look to build to make sure that this is the start of Adelaide regularly playing finals football?
Yeah, well, I think we did a lot of that work in the off-season last year, to be honest, and we want to try and keep as much of this group together as we possibly can. Obviously, there's always change, so we want to try and bring in some key acquisitions that can just push us to the next level as well. But we've got the blueprint, we think, for now, what we need to do to be successful in this competition, and we just need to continue to build on that. We need the club to back us and continue to resource us properly so we can continue to make those steps forward. And then you know, the players can lean on the experiences from this year and know what it takes to firstly have a positive season. Over 23 rounds, you know, it's the longest we've ever gone for, it's the longest we've ever played for, and then, you know, another 3 weeks into the finals as well. So we've done over 100 training sessions, we've been going for almost 40 weeks. That's not easy to do first year out. So, yeah, we've got a base now that we can build from, and I feel like, you know, success is just around the corner from this team if we continue to move forward.
You talk about investment there. I mean, speaking with Carl last night, he talked about the need for maybe some investment in facilities and bricks and mortar to help the team. Is that something that you'd like to see as well? Yeah, I'd like, you know, all of our teams to be based at the same venue, so then we can start to utilise the same IP and staff and more full-time roles to be created. I know it's not going to happen overnight because, you know, the league, both on the men's and the women's side's in a difficult spot at the moment. But yeah, I think we need to continue to talk up our game. I think we need to continue to get clubs to invest and make smart, you know, decisions when it comes to resourcing. And if we do that, I think the game will continue to grow, because what we've seen this year is that we've got a good product. You know, these players deserve to be backed, and I hope we just keep moving in a forward direction, even if it is difficult to do so. And I guess it hasn't ended the way you want, but looking back at the season, what you've been able to accomplish with this group, I mean, how proud are you? How will you reflect on this season in the years to come? Yeah, super proud, because you know, last year couldn't have gone any worse, and you know, that takes its toll. It is difficult to, you know, work your backside off day in, day out for not much, you know, reward. So I think the biggest thing to come out of this year is, I think it helps the players with their belief and their confidence and know that they are good enough. And yeah, we fell a little bit short today against a quality opposition. But when we're at our best, we can definitely compete with the, you know, the top 1 or 2 teams in this competition. So really proud of the group. They've worked super, super hard. They're really committed to making a difference this year and turning things around, and they've done that in spades. So yeah, I'm like a proud dad, you know, watching their kids grow up and develop, and I've loved every minute of it. Because I guess in the long run, will days like this help? Because you look at Victory, so many players that have been battle hardened in final series of Old City as well. They've learnt to win and they've learnt to suffer in these sort of games. Is that going to be a positive your girls take from these two semi-finals?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the other positive that we can take out of both legs is that, like, we didn't compromise the way that we wanted to play, you know. Victory a bit ruthless. They're 5 goals ahead of us and they're still booting balls out and taking it to the corner flag, you know, because Jeff doesn't want to concede a goal. I'm proud that my team came out and continued to play the way that we have been playing all year, and I think we caused them some problems. You know, Dylan scores that goal in the first half, we go on at 1-1 and it's game on again, potentially. So I'm proud that we didn't compromise our principles. For me, what was most important was that we continued to build and lay a foundation that's going to be helpful for us moving forward, rather than just focusing on, you know, trying to finish off this year, you know, with a trophy, which would have been nice. But we're just, like I said, I think we're just a little further down the road than they are at this stage.